What's up, everybody? I am in beautiful Las Vegas, walking on the Las Vegas Strip, which I have never done before, but I am with Colin Cloud. You know him from his killer appearances on America's Got Talent, in the Illusionists on Broadway. He is now headlining Limitless with Shim Linn. Wait, Shim, how do you say his name?
Shim Linn.
I was close.
Yeah.
I got it right.
Yes.
Here on the Strip. How's it going, Colin?
It is going very, very well. I'm loving that it's not too warm today as well. I'm Scottish, so I normally melt.
The thing about Scottish weather is that it goes from hot, like it's everything in one day. Like it rains, it's sunny, it's cold, it snows.
Yeah.
There's a tornado and it's crazy. Facts. Did you know that I did the Fringe Festival in 2003 with Ben? Did you know that?
Oh, yes. What happened? Why?
We went with our school, our high school.
Okay.
And
were you juggling and doing magic? Or
yeah,
no?
Yeah, we bust. So this is how big of a loser I am.
Okay.
I know I'm a loser because I went on a high school class trip after I graduated high school. Yeah.
Is that even allowed? Were there questions?
Well, they changed it. You can't do that now.
Yeah.
But it's cool to have a law named after you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
It was like with our drama department with our high school, so we were able to do it. And so yeah, and my dad was the principal, so there were no rules.
Right. Was that the loophole you found? Is that your dad was principal, thus you can still attend whatever the hell you want?
No, it was only this one trip because we went for the Fringe and it was in August.
Okay.
So we had graduated the year before.
Okay.
So it's not that weird, right? It's not that weird. Come on.
Well, we'll do an addendum and we'll think about it. We'll come back to this.
What was your for those of you who don't know, which I'm surprised anyone watching this doesn't know who Colin Cloud is at this point. I mean, first of all, you're everywhere in Vegas. Walking around the Mirage with you was so fun, just because I just see people go, hey, that's the guy, that's the guy.
It's just the hair, just people notice the hair, that's all it is.
I think I like that. I like that you got like look, I'm trying to have a recognizable look as well.
Yeah,
with
you
the
got
hair.
it. Yeah, no,
I think Carrot Top's got the hair.
Yep.
Hair's a big part of it.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps.
It definitely helps. So tell me about this show you're in here.
So this show, Limitless, is Shim Linn's show, the story of his life, essentially, in magic. And when he got the contract, he very kindly asked me to come and be the narrator of the show. And sort of, everything he does is very visual, artistic, but silent, done to music. So he wanted someone who he thankfully knew was competent at talking to an audience. Totally. He and I had done a lot of amazing shows together in the past, so he very kindly approached me and said, hey,
that's so cool.
I'd love to have you here. So so for the last 5 years, we have been in the Mirage Theatre here at the Mirage doing Limitless.
That's so awesome. I've seen both of you perform together at we're not together on stage, but at the Illusionist show on Broadway.
Yeah, that's one of the places we did. And New York's amazing. But, But yes, seeing him do all of his stuff here is like, he only did 2 acts there, which were great.
Yeah.
But when you see him do all the other stuff,
I'd love to see this show.
It's insane.
Is it a dream for you as a Mentalist to be here in Vegas and doing a show?
It's fun. I never had any intention of being here ever.
That's so funny.
The reason I am here is because Shin said, do you want to be in one place without touring for a long period of time? And I was like, do you know what? That definitely beats being stuck in airports and tour buses. So let's give that a shot. And it was meant to be 3 months, and then it has just grown and grown and grown.
And how different is Vegas from growing up in Edinburgh?
I mean, this is insane, right? I mean, none of this feels real. It feels like a movie set, is the truth. Like, these buildings are maybe, 30, 40 years old. In Edinburgh, it's like they're 1,000 years old.
Right.
So it's a little different. It is like, there's no doubt about it. But it feels like the Edinburgh Festival here every single day.
Yeah, you're right about that. You got people promoting their shows. I mean, and you're like the king of the Edinburough Fringe Festival. It's so fun. It's like the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, there's nothing. I would say there's nothing else like it. Vegas is close, but still, nothing is quite like Edinburgh.
Did you see my show when I was in Edinburgh? I don't think you got to see it. Did you?
No, no, because they had me doing like spots every other day, and then it was just it never aligned. Because I heard nothing but amazing things.
Thank you. It was fun. I would never do it again. But that show. I would do a new show at the Fringe, but that ship has sailed. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I loved it. It's so much work at the Fringe. Because not only are you doing the show, you're doing the promo for the show, and like you're doing all the spots. Everyone gets sick
Yeah, and I mean, you're drinking a medicine ball right now.
Yeah, oh shit.
Oh shit, yeah. Starbucks claim that this is, it has real medicinal value, right?
Yeah, that they do. They told me, they're like, oh, if you're not feeling well, I'm feeling good, just my voice is it's going a bit, I gotta do 15 minutes a night. I'm like, it's actually half an hour, because it's more like 20, but.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're safe.
What are the rules?
I hear about jaywalking. I've never seen anyone actually be, like, written up for jaywalking.
I've seen it. It happens.
Really?
It's a dick move, but I've seen
on the part of the police officer or the pedestrian.
Well, it depends. If there's smart jaywalking, then there's people that are just idiots and not looking where they're going, and they could almost get hit by a car. But if you do it the right way, like in New York City, you can tell who's a local and who's just visiting by how people cross the street.
Gotcha.
Which is, I think is funny. Oh man. So what excites you about being here in Vegas?
What excites me is the amount of free time that I get to write new stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just, my brain is wired to always be thinking what's next, what's bigger, better, more unusual, more unexpected. And because the show Limitless is, for the most part, locked in, we don't really change that too much. Like maybe once a year we'll be like, right, time to freshen this up.
Okay.
But then, I've got this back catalogue now of material that I can draw from, and we get to pick and choose what we feel the best assortment of magic will be there. But yeah, I love how much free time I get. I felt like for 4 years there I was on the road and just, oh man, like, I suppose the novelty of touring wears off very quickly in that capacity, where
absolutely.
You're tour bus every single night. It's very regimented.
Yeah.
The lack of freedom. So yeah, to be like, can do whatever I want during the day is glorious.
I gotta tell you, when I was younger, I thought, oh, it'd be fun to tour and have a tour bus, have fans outside your bus. I thought that'd be like the coolest thing ever. I've been on a tour bus, but never on I've just been like visiting people who are on it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like kind of looking forward to being on the bus. I think that'd be fun.
And it is, but like 9 months of that a year,
of course. 9 months of anything would get boring.
You miss your own bed and your cats, and
yes.
Yeah, that's what's really important to me. So yeah, I'm glad to be here for that.
Well, we're glad you're here because America's, it's nice. Thanks for sharing your talents with us fat Americans.
You're like the skinniest person I've ever met.
I'm speaking for everyone.
Okay. If you're the general mean population, then I think you're doing okay, America.
Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Pre-show ritual. I go to the gym and work out for 90 minutes, 2 hours before the show.
Before every show you work out?
Yeah.
Is that to get the blood a-pumping?
I think so. And also to still ensure that I fit into those finely tailored tweed suits that I've spent so much on.
Yeah.
We're not upgrading those yet.
No. Okay.
So yeah, but I think I like, mentalism is inherently boring and slow and shit. Like, it's so drawn out. Whereas I like to have a real energy and speed and pace about it.
Uh-huh.
And because Shin's magic is so rapid fire, something's happening every other second, I feel like if you're going to perform with him on that stage, the material needs to match that expectation.
Sure.
So yeah, my style of performing is very, very rapid fire.
I love that. I did some research on you.
Oh.
I got a list of questions.
Wow, we've walked half a mile and no script yet, and here we go.
Okay. Do you have an example?
I've just seen the last part just says Taylor Swift. So we'll get something to look forward to, everyone.
I want to talk about Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
I mean, being Swifties is such a cool thing in this. Okay, I got to be honest. I used to hate Taylor Swift. I mean, back when...
The country stuff?
Yeah.
I can't listen to those albums either. I feel like we're jumping ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. There's no rules here on TalkieWalkie. People who listen to this podcast, it's their favorite podcast.
Okay.
So they don't care what we can do anything.
Brilliant.
And they'll still love it.
We appreciate that.
It's everyone's favorite podcast who listens to it. Are we going up here?
Yeah, let's try it.
I've never walked the strip before. I've been in Vegas a ton. I just don't do it. I walk everywhere in New York, but when I'm here, I'm just gonna drive.
Smart man.
So, everyone says the show must go on, right? Do you have any examples of when you were like, well, the show must go on? Any stories where something went terribly wrong, and you're like, well, I gotta do the show anyways? Do you ever do the show with a big load of shit in your pants or something? You know,
Like my own or someone else's?
either, man.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely done shows with audiences that, you know, are just like insane and you need to try and capture them. But
Yeah.
I mean, the show Limitless relies very much on the cameras working for Shin stuff.
Okay.
And I'll never forget, there was one show where the cameras just were not working and we had to basically free rein this show and just like they were trying to plug cameras in throughout and make it work.
No.
And listen, that audience would never have known anything different,
Yeah.
really, for the most part. But I remember that being very, very stressful and being
Yeah.
like, do we do the show or not? And credit to Shin, he was like, I still want to do the show.
Wow.
Let's just do what we can. And
Because he can't do, like, everyone needs to see.
I mean,
Right.
unless he's like 1,000 people come and crowd round, yeah, everyone needs to be able to see those screens and those cameras need to be like crystal clear. And yeah, that was definitely pretty daunting. So I'm very lucky that, you know, give me a microphone.
Yeah.
Like my stuff's pretty much fine.
That's
but,
so cool.
But in my head, like I love Shane and I'm like, how do we make sure that he still shines
Yeah,
as
of
well,
course,
you
of
know?
course.
But, so that was pretty that's like the most stressful show that we've done
So
here.
the cameras don't work. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
So what did you have to do?
I think I had to like fill a little bit longer. I had to do one extra like backup routine just while they were
okay.
fixing some stuff.
Did they
But
get it fixed for the show?
They got it fixed during the show.
Oh,
so
wow.
they were like, you know, building the airplane as
Yeah.
they were falling type situation. But yeah, the team were amazing. And again, credit to Shin for just being like, nope, we can do it. Let's just go and see what happens. So amazing.
That is awesome. You mentioned earlier that you like being here because you like to write new stuff. Now, what goes into debuting a new act of yours?
What goes into it?
I mean, you think of the idea, like I guess this is the better way of phrasing this question. How long from when you think of an idea to when it hits the stage?
Yeah, if it's joke-wise, like that night, if I've got like ideas of little like, you know when you get like really good little quick lines that you just want to use to like push the journey along.
Oh yeah.
I'll try them immediately that night.
I love that.
And just like, I don't, you know, mess about. It's like if I think that's going to be good, let's go find out, trial by fire, right?
Yeah,
So
trial by fire.
full routines, like obviously what I do involves comedy, but
Yeah.
when it's the mentalism stuff as well, there's a full set piece around it. Usually I'll script it out in full, I'll run it in the mirror and just be like, oh, did that feel good? And I'll run it past like my girlfriend Jenna, my friends.
Who's
David.
lovely, by the way.
She is.
She is.
So that like it was some sort of ad for Jenna. Like,
Oh no, I just spent 2 hours with her and your cats. I just wanted to give her the proper accolades. She's very
absolutely.
nice.
No, she very much is. She's a very smart lady and is very good at telling me what's going to be shit from knowing my...
Can we tell the audience what she does for a living? Because I think it's so fascinating.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, no, you tell them because she's a crisis. One, she's like a crisis. You call her if you're gonna.
Yeah, crisis counselor.
Counselor, yeah,
So
that's the
she's a
word.
trained. She's like, you know, a degree in psychology and crisis counsels, therapy. So
That's so cool.
perfect person to have on hand when you've had a bad show. Just
Yes.
like phoning
Yes.
her up. She's like, wait,
Yeah.
I thought I was finished work for the
No,
day.
you're not finished
Like,
work,
You're
man.
just getting started, right? Yeah.
I love that.
Whoa.
That's so cool.
But yeah, so she does that, but she knows psychology. She's watched me perform for years
Yeah.
and just has got a good sense of like what's going to be good, entertaining, and not. Ben Seidman, David Gerard,
Yeah.
I pretty much run everything past them as well, and they'll chip in and give
It's funny, I
ideas.
don't ever get an email from you be like, hey, is this a good bit? That's
I'm
weird.
usually messaging you going, we just watched your videos again,
Yeah,
and
that's
we
true.
laughed at it.
Yeah, I do get those from you. That's fair.
But yeah, I sort of filter through those guys and then I'll really rehearse it and then I'll try and find a place to go be bad. And usually I fly up to like San Francisco and run it there somewhere
Yeah.
so that it's kind of out the way enough where, you know, if it is trash.
I mean, but how hard is it to do that? Because if you're working, you're doing 8 shows. How many shows are you doing a week? 8 shows a week?
Well, 5 at the Mirage, then like private events, but yeah.
Yeah, but like it must be hard to find the time to like. For me, I can just go to like a bar in Brooklyn and find a microphone and say dumb shit. But for you, you're Colin Cloud. Like you have presence. People know who you are. No one knows who I am. So when I go to a show, they're like, okay. But if they see like you do a thing in San Francisco, even they're like, oh, this guy from America's Got Talent who's headlining a show on the Strip right now, co-headlining a show on the Strip. If you know, he sucked. You know, I saw him do this new thing. It's just terrible. Like that doesn't that? Maybe I don't want to be getting in your head about it.
No, everything you just said is my reality. Thanks for making sure that it's been externalized.
Oh yeah, dude, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, there is a pressure because of that expectation. You don't want to disappoint. You don't want anyone to have seen you one night in the Mirage and do your best stuff and be great. And the next night they're like, what was that car wreck that we just witnessed?
Yeah.
So to go somewhere where I can be a little more like low-key is good. I mean, if people know magic, they kind of still know who you are. But if they come to an event where they know that it is a work in progress, I also still think some people, when they see you there, if it isn't good, they're still like that, what was that? It's like working in progress. And literally stuff from my last Edinburgh show, I did it in the February, and it was like failing, and I could get a sense. Some people are like, are you really going to stick with that? And then to see it grow and blossom into what ended up being the show that was well received.
That's so cool.
Oh, it is a journey and it is exhausting. And you said, finding the spaces, but it's finding the energy as well, right?
Yes.
It's like, because writing is exhausting, performing the stuff you already do is exhausting. So finding the will to go try it can sometimes be the biggest barrier. But I think having already deadlines for next year, I'm definitely going to be in Palm Springs on this day, San Francisco this day. That is the sort of...
Well, San Francisco, we know you're just going to be trying new shit, so... Don't try to plug your shit shows on this podcast, Colin Cloud.
Oh, no, they'll be the great ones. The work in progress are always a little better, in a sense, because I do longer, and I do stuff that you might never see again.
That's cool. And also, it's fun to see, whenever I do, a new joke night, where, the audience knows everyone's trying new stuff. They are my favorite shows of the whole week because it's the most raw. Are we going two at once?
Two at once?
Yeah, it's the most raw and real moment on stage. You're in the moment, The audience doesn't know if this is gonna work or not. You don't know if it's gonna work or not. Where are we? We're in the Bellagio?
We're in the Bellagio. We just walked through, so we're gonna walk down this way.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that is. Thankfully, I've now got the performing experience where I'm self-aware enough that if stuff's going badly, I can joke about the fact that, this was a great idea in the mirror earlier.
Yes, that's so funny.
Just tell them that shit, and then they love that you're just being honest. And
I always say this, but being self-aware is the number one thing as a performer that you can do to really do well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that do magic are just so delusional. And
oh my God, name names, baby. Names and names.
Ben
Chris Angel.
No, all very self-aware people to the point where they can keep me on track when I do kind of lose my mind.
The funny thing is, you won't even know the names of the magicians who are not self-aware because they haven't made it because they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one. I'm staring at a big photo of him right now. But
I'm gonna let you take the frickin' cease and desist for that one. But yeah, no, I think that is important, especially when if you want to try and stand out and be different, you need to be that self-awareness to grow and develop, as you well know. But yeah, and most magicians, sadly, yet don't have that.
Now, you're a mentalist, but it falls under the category. So do you get offended when people are like, you're a magician?
It's when I was younger, I used to be like, it's not magic. What is it? And now I just don't give a shit.
Well, that's so funny. I do this because people still call me a magician when I was juggling. Oh, you do magic. And no one got more pissed than other magicians. They'd be like, no, don't call the juggler a magician. And then juggler's like, yeah, I'm a magician. That is right.
It's so funny. They want it to themselves because they think it's a badge of pride. And I was like, I don't want to be called a magician because I think it's so many negative connotations.
That is so true. That's why juggler is such a, you think magician's bad.
Yeah, and listen, the magicians who are amazing, you think, Penn and Teller, Mike Carbonaro, Justin Willman, the names that people will know, these guys are actually, amazing.
Yeah.
And it's then sad sometimes when some people call themselves a magician who don't deserve it. It just kind of dilutes the water for everyone else.
Yeah, that is true. Yep. All right.
As we walk, I'm sure you're going to edit some. Is this all right so far? Is this?
Oh, you think I'm going to edit this? You have never watched a TalkieWalkie, my friend. You've just seen the clips on Instagram. It is straight through. What was the question?
I was like, is this going to be entertaining enough for people? Are they going to sit through this shit?
Oh yeah, they love it. It's their favorite podcast.
Okay. It's something with my San Francisco shows, I imagine, right?
Yeah, you're gonna need some help selling tickets in San Francisco from now on. Put
it that way.
Yeah. They'll love it. It's fine. What happens? Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever I'm with Ben Simon doing magic tricks, and he's doing magic, and I'm doing comedy or juggling, people are always come up to him, how did you do that?
Yeah.
And what do you say to people who just want to know how your stuff is done?
Yeah, I mean, usually because the stuff I do looks like mind reading, obviously.
Oh, we can turn back, by the way. No, we can go back to the Mirage. Are we close to the Mirage?
No, but we can crossing down the other side of the street.
Oh, all right, let's do that.
We should do that. Yeah, let's do it here.
Okay.
Yeah, the stuff I do is like, it looks like mind reading, but obviously it's not really reading someone's mind, it's making it look like it.
Yeah.
Using all my weird mentalism techniques and stuff. But usually people are like, how did you know that? And usually they just want me to, because it's 1,000 people a night, I obviously don't have time to do it with 1,000 people.
Right.
But if they find me afterwards, usually they just want me to try it on them. And if I've got the time, like, I'm more than happy to show people.
That's nice.
I try and keep it on stage though, because I do think some people weirdly cannot differentiate between like seeing this stuff on stage and thinking you have real psychic powers or body language reading powers. And like, I think ethically I like to try and keep it on stage so that people just don't, I don't know, it weirds me out. And also, people coming up to me after the show, I'm actually quite introverted and shy, so I never really know what to say to these people when they're like, we saw your show. And I'm like,
and they expect you to still be on.
Yeah. And I think I saw a lot of like amazing performers in the UK early on who would come off stage, still be on, and they just burned out, like, so, like within 5 years, these were the guys who were just like exhausted. And, and I think I've learned to, you know, go to the gym before the show, get pumped, do the show, and learn how to really just like leave that.
Leave the show on the stage.
Yeah, and I think I'm very good at being a catalyst for the audience, and it's like reciprocated throughout the show, the energy. So like, it's never me wearing myself down, it's me learning how to literally rinse them of all their energy and just like play it back to them, like, and that is, you know, a big thing to learn as well. So it's never fully exhausting to the point where like I'm need to still be on. I feel like I'm good at switching off the minute that curtain comes down. And so we can all be friends afterwards. But when people come up to me, they're like, we love the show. I'm like, well, thank you. And it's them like, they just stare at you like, look, you started it. You better have an end point of this conversation.
Absolutely.
But no, I'm very flattered. So yeah, usually they want to just see stuff.
That's cool.
Happy to do it. And but yeah, usually I'm also just trying to pick up some like coffee or sushi and get in my car and head back to my girlfriend and cats.
Yeah, I hear that. Does it bother?
I'm still here.
Does it bother you when there's magicians or mentalists claiming to have real powers?
Yeah.
That bothers you? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's kind of sad that they don't feel they're entertaining enough in themselves, that they have to rely on the tricks being like the crutch that they depend on. I think it's kind of
I remember like Uri Geller back in the day. I've seen like videos of him on YouTube. Uri Geller was like this spoon guy, famous for bending spoons, which if you could have an actual...
What a vandal, right? Yeah, what a power to have.
Yeah, if you could have an actual power, bending spoons wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah,
So.
if anything, it'd be straightening spoons. It'd be like, the guy that fixes shit. Like, it's an interesting power to claim. I mean, good for him. Like, he was happy. But yeah, I think to try and convince people that it's like actually legit, it's a bizarre thing to really want people to believe in. But you know, good for him. He did it, and onward.
Do you ever use any of your mentalism tricks in the wild? Like, does it ever get you?
Elaborate.
Okay, so like.
Go on, make me sound like a pervert. Come on.
No. Not at all. Like, you know, I guess like if sometimes I know ventriloquists will throw their voice to distract someone. Okay, like do you ever
like bank robbery level? Are they trying to security guards like throwing off?
No, like in line at the grocery store, be like hey, or something. You know, like do you ever use any of your tricks to benefit your life without? I'm not talking about like hypnotizing someone to give you money, but you know, do you ever? Does that not make sense of what I'm asking?
No, it does. It does. I mean, I think I try and only. I'm not the person that. You know, magicians have got, what's the trick I see? The wallet where they open it and it goes on fire.
Oh, I love that. I just bought that, actually. I literally bought that to make for a video. Yeah.
So basically, I hate people that buy that and use it for videos. No, when you see magicians at like a restaurant and they pay the bill and they open it so the waitress freaks out. I'm just like, feels like you're forcing your like stuff on people that might not want to see it, right?
Yeah.
I think.
But that's for like content, right? But like, do you ever do anything?
But I think not only content, but I think consent, right? It's like, what is the consent of wanting to see this stuff? And I think it depends on the time, the place. I would never use it thankfully, I don't need to use it to benefit myself personally. But yeah, should have used it there.
Yeah,
Should have used it there.
totally.
He needed all the help he could get.
I know.
Yeah, I think if people want to see it, I'll show them it. But it's usually like only if they want to see it.
Yeah.
Done.
I love it. Let's just let this guy sing a bit.
Yeah.
I think I saw a clip here of Sia singing right in this area with a street performer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or Kelly Clarkson, maybe.
Kelly
It was
Clarkson
Kelly
was
Clarkson.
here, to promote her show.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you gonna have to like pay money for that now on the?
Well, so here's the thing. These podcasts, I don't monetize them. So I can have music in there and
Whoa, that sounded very quickly like I wasn't getting paid for this.
Wait, what?
Whoa, what a revelation.
Wait, what? Okay, I'm fascinated by this. Who's like regarded, who is regarded as like the first mentalist?
Shit, the first.
Like, does that is there like someone known for like bringing modern mentalism?
I think mentalism is the
Keller?
psychological.
Would it be Keller?
He had some in his show. I mean, Darren really is the guy, and Andy Nyman and Anthony Owen, Andrew O'Connor.
Yeah.
That team really pioneered mentalism and turned it into how slick and entertaining it is today. Like they really showcased like what was possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think going through history, like you guys had the Dunninger in America.
Have who?
Dunninger, he was a guy on the radio who had a radio show here. I think he's one of the first names I know that did that stuff. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the history of it, I'm maybe not the best person to ask. I'm
well, that's
sorry.
all right. No, I don't care. I just didn't know if you knew. Like, if you asked me about like juggling, I wouldn't know. But I did find out the first comedian in was the guy from vaudeville, Freddie Bay or something. I'll
Feels like you have found out. It feels like you.
I found out like 2 nights ago. I put it in my phone, and then I haven't gone back to watch it.
Gotcha.
But I think it's so fascinating that these art forms we're doing, yes, they've been around for a long, long time, but there's still so much to learn from and so much to do.
Oh, totally.
And
I mean,
grow,
what I will say is that mentalism does come from the psychics, people who would say that they were doing this for real, really talking to the dead.
Right.
And then mentalists, like ethical magicians, basically took those techniques.
Yeah.
This is the perfect soundtrack for a walk, I feel.
Yeah, totally.
But they took those techniques and basically used them in like more ethical, entertaining, honest ways of basically saying, look, we're not talking to the dead, but we're going to use these techniques to read your mind and tell you what you're thinking. And so I think, it wouldn't really be a mentalist that kind of started it. It would be mediums and psychics.
I see.
And then taking sort of, lifting their techniques and, being more honest about what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever paid to see a psychic?
Yeah, I actually did a show when I was like 17, 18, where it was me and 5 psychics on the bill.
Oh, wow.
And I opened the show, and I'll never forget, I was telling people specific memories and facts and birthdays, pin codes, like deep, dark secret type stuff.
Wow.
And after I came off stage, the psychics flocked to me, and they went, how did you know that? True story. And it was like hilarious that they're doing it in a way that they're proclaiming is real. And I'm using these techniques, or the techniques of mentalism, to make it be entertaining.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. If they're doing it for real, they're doing it the hard way, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally. That's so fascinating. Dang. Wow. Okay, so where are we now?
So now we're heading back. We just left the Bellagio again, and now we're walking back towards the Mirage.
So there's where I'm staying, the Rio. So the Rio and the Mirage aren't too far.
No. Everything's really, do you know what, it's tough because of how big the hotels are. Everything looks really close.
Yeah.
But to try and get to it, everywhere's like 15 minutes.
That's what I hear.
In car. But if you know the shortcuts, you can do it a little faster.
Nice.
But no, this is a good sense of like real strip action for people
I can't believe I've never walked on the strip before. I've been here for years and years.
That's a wise choice though. I mean, I feel like, there's benefits to not walking it as well. Much safer.
Can you just buy White Claws on the street here? That's crazy.
If you listen very carefully, they will often shout beer, cola, cocaine.
Oh.
So depending on what time you want to have in Vegas, it can be found literally.
Oh,
on
and
the
this is
street.
where Absinthe is, right?
It is, yeah. This is the Absinthe tent right there.
That's so cool. I got
Yeah.
some buddies in Absinthe.
It's an amazing show.
Yeah, I saw it when it first opened.
Oh, amazing, with the original cast.
Yeah, the
I bet that
OGs.
was, yeah. It's gone through some changes and like everything, you know, teething here and there, but no, as a show, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it.
Yup.
That's so cool. The bathtub act, that was in the show I was in.
Do you know, I don't know how you feel, I really love a bath over a shower. I don't know where
I
you're
love
at.
a bath. I
Yeah.
love a bath.
I get bath bombs, I get like a TV show lined up, I'll get drinks
Oh,
poured.
yeah.
will-
I have a tub in my apartment, but I don't have, what I really want is one of those ledges you can put on your tub. Like, then you can put like your notebook, a drink, a candle,
Yep.
you know,
Yep. Just one
a
individual candle.
joint, you know, yeah.
To light that joint. Yeah. I had to get a bathtub put into my bathroom in my bedroom, and I just thought I love a bath.
I love
so I'm
a
gonna
bath.
go for it. It's the one luxury purchase I bought for myself.
Oh, that's so nice. It's very therapeutic, I think, a nice bath.
Yeah.
And I like it when it's cold, when you're breathing cold air and you're in a hot bath. You know?
Yeah.
Or like I like a good hot tub when it's snowing out.
Yeah, I mean that is the best.
That
I mean,
is the best.
it's never going to happen in Vegas.
No,
but,
no. Well, you never
but
know.
Scotland, yes.
Scotland,
Those
heck
are the
yeah.
days, glory days.
Heck yeah.
Indeed.
Oh man, I really want to do the Fringe again. It's just so much fun.
Just for a bath.
Just for a bath.
Just to get,
Just
clean
to wa-
again.
Yeah, 'cause
just
I,
have
don't,
a
I, only,
wash.
I only wash when I'm in Scotland.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Did you know I did a reality show on ITV?
What was the reality?
It was called Get Your Act Together.
Right?
Did you hear about this show?
No, but
It was
I hope
pretty
I'm about
bad.
to.
But I was teamed up with a celebrity from the UK.
Right.
And I taught her how to juggle.
Who
And
was
then
the celebrity?
Her name's
first of-
Gabby Roslin. She's a
I'm
TV
aware of
presenter.
her work, yeah. I've done a TV morning show to promote Illusionists with her,
Oh,
yeah.
great. Yeah,
So,
she's lovely.
yeah.
And she can juggle pretty well. And
Okay.
yeah, we performed together, and that was that. It was a one and done type thing, but I was in London doing Lost Spellray at the time.
Gotcha.
So it was like a cross promotion type deal.
Smart. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
smart. Yeah, very
Similar
fun.
thing with me, yeah, with Illusionists, yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, Colin Cloud, where can people find you? What's next?
Next is tonight, 7:30. Mirage, Limitless, Shim Linn, story of
Yes.
his life, yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty heartbreaking. We've been walking the street for an hour and not one person has said that they loved the show. So that's...
No, but okay, but you came to my show 2 nights ago, and we talked at the bar after the show. And how many people came up to you then at my show and were like, "You were great"? No, not you, Marcus. Colin, we saw you yesterday. You were fantastic.
Yeah.
At least 4 people.
Yeah.
So I don't feel too bad right now.
No, it's very flattering that, yeah.
But I have seen people look at you and they look back, they talk, "Hey, is that the guy?"
That's the smell from you not washing since
Oh,
Edinburgh.
shit.
That's what it
No,
is.
that's-
Yeah.
They're not recognizing you.
Yeah.
Shit.
No.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'll be here for a while. On social media, you and I were chatting about me having more of a social media presence. So I
Yeah.
am thinking about more stuff that I can share there that's going to be entertaining and worthy of people's time. I hate
Yeah.
putting out shit that's just
Yeah.
pointless and boring. So if you felt that's what this has been, I can only apologize. Thank you so much. This is the sort of stuff you will get handed.
What, can I
in
see this?
Vegas
What
as
are
well.
these?
Yeah, these are.
Oh my gosh.
These
This
are.
lady has no nipples.
Yeah.
Wow.
She is invested in like pink star stickers though. So
It says
for
Estelle,
her.
real pick. Real.
wow. I mean,
Okay. Well,
Just-
good job, Estelle.
yeah, good
Real
life
pick.
choices.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'll do stuff. I mean, I'm planning on doing more stuff online, and otherwise Vegas, Edinburgh,
Yeah.
and hopefully spaces in between as well.
I love it. I love it. Colin Cloud, thank you for breaking popping my
Oh, we're doing
Vegas
it. We're doing
strip.
it.
Oh, is this bad? I don't know. I'm a New Yorker. I just walk. I don't know where
Doing
I'm
that
going.
jaywalking.
I don't know. I guess I'm going to put all these in my pocket. My wife's going to come home and be like, what's
Forget about them and find them later.
Who's
yeah.
Estelle? I'm like, I don't know.
But
it
for
was a
$50, she was great.
It's a real
yeah.
photo. All right, Colin Cloud, we did it. Talkie Walkie.
Yay! Thank you for watching.